tonight? How y'all doing tonight? Trinity. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
Hey, everybody. What's the word, everybody? I'm your host, First Lady, and welcome to the first episode of What's the Word with me, your host, First Lady. Well, tonight we're going to talk about we got real people, real stories, and the moments that shape who we are. And I couldn't think of a better person than to do this first show with, and nobody other than Trinity Ibrena. Hey, girl. Hey. So, Trinity, thank you so much for being here. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate
So, you're welcome. Well, Trinity, tell us about where you're from. I don't know where you're from. I read a little bit of that book, and I can't find him to get it.
There's only 2 signed copies left, so you might want to get it real quick. And it come with a free gift.
Okay.
But you know where I am from?
Now, before we get into the amazing book, let's tell everybody where you're from. Tell everybody about yourself.
So I am born and raised from Danville, Illinois. I lived there until I was 17. Yeah, I lived there until I was 17. First 7 years of my life, I was raised by my mother, and then rest I was raised by my grandparents. I moved to Champaign, Illinois. Was there for I think like 2 years. Went to Parkland College. I got a full ride academic scholarship to anywhere in the state, but like housing didn't work out. And long story short, just ended up right in Champaign. So graduated from Parkland, went around the corner, then went a little bit further. Went to Bloomington Normal, Illinois State University. Go Redbirds. Went there for education, bachelor's in education and middle level education. So I decided to be a teacher, and I wanted to live in Texas. So I was a student teacher in San Antonio, Texas through my university. So I ended up in San Antonio in 2015, got a teaching position, stayed there for a few years, moved to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and have been here since. No longer an educator. Quick little background about what I do now. So I went teacher for like 4 years, reading interventionist 2 years, got my master's in educational leadership with principal certification. Didn't want to be a principal. Went to work for an education service center. I don't know if everybody got those. I don't think we had it in Illinois, but anywho, it's working for a certain region of Texas. So it was like being a coach for principals, different administrators. So I was doing like some coaching and some professional development for a few years, and now I work for Texas Education Agency. So now I work at the state level. So like I kept climbing. So I just started this new state government, if you will, position, and I love it. So that's a little background, my career background.
That is nice. So, before the book, before we ever write that book, there was something that made us become this. How did you get to this book?
So this book actually, it took a life of its own. It was honestly just supposed to be a compilation of my poetry. So I actually do not like to write. I'm a writer, but I don't like to write. But I just found myself like processing through. I'm a verbal processor for one, but I found myself processing and reflecting in what turned out to be poems. So I'm just like, okay, like it's something I know how to do. It helps me express myself. I'm gonna keep doing it. And I posted it on Instagram one day, and people liked it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I will keep sharing this. And I was like, well, people want like, they're like, well, where can we get the poems? Like, I'm like, well, let me do like a compilation of all the poetry. Put that in a book. And I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta like explain why I wrote the poem. So then I add a little section like behind the heart of the art. And I'm like, but I gotta frame it. They gotta know how we got here. So then I had to add another section. I'm like, well, I want them to like, do some reflection, some journaling. So I had to add like some questions, some affirmations, some lessons. So it just took a life of its own.
Okay. So without giving too much away about the book, what can readers expect when they open the first page?
Honestly, the first page, I would say the introduction, like What people have told me when they literally opened the first page, they felt seen. They felt like, okay, somebody finally gets me. They feel like, okay, yes, like, yes, they read it and it's kind of raw. It's telling you like why I wrote it. It's telling you what I hope you get from the book. It's giving you like an introduction of the 3 sections. It's split into 3 sections. Three intentionally. My name is Trinity, so it stands for 3. So I said, well, there'll be 3 sections in the book if it's called Take It from Trinity. So the 3 sections is knowledge of self, navigating the complexities of dating, because it'd be real ghetto out here, and then reflections and realizations. So it's setting them up to engage with the book.
So you blend poetry, memoir, storytelling, and reflection.
Yep, and self-help.
Okay. And what was there one chapter that it was difficult for you to write?
That's a good question. I don't think anyone has asked me that one yet. I wouldn't say difficult to write because I didn't sit down and like write page for page, because I compiled all the poems and then I just categories like this makes sense. So it was really just the introductions and the explanations. But what was difficult for me was I'm a very transparent person. I'm very vulnerable, but to a certain extent. So when you read Navigating the Complexities of Dating, there's literally a disclaimer like, hey, if you ever change my diapers, if you help raise me, do anything like that, you might want to, if you ever worked with me, you might want to skip this section. This is not for you. You don't want to know that much about me. Like, no, you keep going to the next chapter. So being that vulnerable, and then like my colleagues, mind you, I'm working at the regional level for the state. Like I was telling them, they found out like I have a book, and I'm like, oh my God, y'all are gonna be reading about. Wait a minute, and it's very tasteful. It's not like raunchy, and like it's tasteful. It's art. However, it's just like it's like, wait a minute, but that's personal, you know. It's so. But my colleagues, they thought it was funny. They was like, oh my gosh, Trinity, you mentioned sex in your book? I was like, okay, when you say it like that, it's like, Trinity, we all know what sex is. Like, you're an adult, it's okay. But I'm just like, that's just so. Anywho, that part was difficult to like release to the world and then tell my family and colleagues and stuff, go buy the book, because I'm like, they don't know some like intimate stuff about me. But I had to think about, this is my human experience.
Yeah.
For one,
everybody.
The lessons in there and what it's getting at and the way it's delivered, I'm like, people are going to benefit, relate, and find value from that. So it's okay. So it like pushed me. It was uncomfortable, but I don't regret it. And now I'll tell anybody, yeah, you can get my book, and I don't even say anything about that section. You'll read it, you'll see, and it's probably not that big of a deal to them. But to me, I'm like, wait a minute, this is real life. These stories are not made up.
Okay. So on the flip side, what's a chapter that you was excited to write? What's one page you was excited to write?
What page excited me? I guess I don't think anything, because they all were written at different times and it was more of just putting it all together. I wouldn't say that one page was more exciting than the other. I was just excited to see that I brought this idea into fruition. Like I really did. Like it started up here and I wrote a book. Like I can hold my book. Like I did that. That's me. So
that is a nice book. I read some of it, y'all. Y'all got to get it. And the cover, how did you come up with that? What's that design?
So the design is one of the representations of the Trinity. So it's like the Holy Trinity is spiritual Trinity. So like the 3, the not duality because that's 2, but like the connection between all of them. So I was like, I want that symbolism that goes with Trinity. And I actually designed the cover by myself. I published a book by myself. Like I did all of that by myself. And it was not something, I did not know how to write a book when I went into this. So it really was a challenge. Like, how do you make a book cover? Where do you go to write a book? How do you publish it? So yeah, that was the part that I just was excited about.
If someone had to read one chapter out of that book tonight, which one would you start them with?
Honestly, I could not do a one size fits all approach. I would have to know the person, the season they in, and then I would have to give a personal recommendation. So,
Okay. Okay. And what's one of the lessons while you were doing this, writing this, what's one lesson you learned from writing these stories?
a lesson that I learned just from writing, the writing experience in general.
Yes. Yes.
I learned that it is okay to give myself grace during the process. At first, I had a strict deadline, like, okay, 1 year, bam, 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 you're gonna write X amount of pages a day. And I was like, no, because that's taking away, one, my enjoyment of the process. Two, I put a lot of you heard kind of my
Right.
background. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I like to accomplish things. I like to learn and grow. And I'm like, nobody is saying you have to have this book done stop doing that. It's
Right.
okay. So I learned that it is okay for things to follow a natural process. There were some times I didn't touch it for maybe 30 days. There were some times where I was like, okay, every day, and I got a full chapter done. So I learned that it's okay to let art and creativity take a natural course and flow, and you do not have to put any deadlines or anything on it.
Okay. And which chapter do you think readers will talk about the most?
The chapter that readers talk about the most is they're already doing it, navigating the complexities of dating for all the reasons that I've already said. As far as the reasons that I was nervous and hesitant to share that part, is what gets people's attention. And then dating really do be really ghetto. I feel like as a collective, everybody got some horror dating stories, and it's a growth process, and you learn, and it's lots of lessons, but that's the one.
So, what do you hope people discover about themselves while reading your book?
I really hope that people. I gotta really ponder. What I hope people discover about themselves is themselves. That section, knowledge of self. I really hope that they learn more about themselves through the questions, through my lessons. I really hope they go into it and they come out of it knowing more and being more self-aware than they were when they entered that book. I know there's specific lessons, so that's why I was kind of thinking but like I said, different seasons, different people, that's going to be based on the person. But in general, holistically, I really hope they just walk away more self-aware, knowing something more about themselves than they did before they opened the book.
Now, the book is called Take It from Trinity, Finding Meaning in the Mess, Magic, and Chaos. What inspired that title?
So, the main title, Take It from Trinity, I like to play with my name. I have multiple poems where I play with my name. I really think my name was intentional. It was divinely guided. My mama downloaded that name from God, the universe, the creator, source, whoever you want to say. But it fits me. It fits me. So I said, I know that I want my name in it, and this is a book about me.
Right.
But then when you think about the self-help aspect of it, and you think about my lessons, and it's I'm giving this to you. So it's literally take it from Trinity. You can have this, and then the whole advice, take it from Trinity. So the wordplay with that I thought was very fitting. And even the main picture from my book photo shoot, it was here, take it, take it from Trinity, you can have it. So that was I was the person who picked that pose as well. So all of that, it kind of connected. Now the finding meaning in the mess, magic, and chaos, that's the piece, because I was how are you gonna help people know what this book is about? You gotta add a subtitle, because that's kind of vague.
Right.
So that took some time, some brainstorming, but I landed on it because when I think about, meaning. You can find meaning in everything. So whether it's mess, so like I said, different seasons in that book. There was times where I felt like things was a mess. Life was a mess. Magic, there was magical moments, like things was working out, all the stars was aligning how they was supposed to, and then chaos. Like that word resonates with me a lot because I feel like chaos can have a negative connotation, but it can also have a positive connotation. Like when you think about just the world in general and how we got, like, it was created out of chaos and then it all came together and it's this beautiful, like, human experience. So just thinking, and then the spiritual aspects, so like the stars and all of that in the back. So I feel like those words also went with the theme. Like you're talking about magic, chaos, meaning. So it was connected with the feel of the book.
That's how they do it.
Oh, thank you, Carl.
So, are you in a relationship now? How do you feel that? Do you use this in your relationship life? Do you?
That is a great question. I like that question too. Okay. So no, I am not in a relationship. I am very much single. As far as using this in my relationship. So I have not ever used my, like, in dating, and I've
Yes.
never explicitly used my book in my relationships. Now there are men that I've dated that have bought the book. There's some men that have not. Um, so I don't know if I was dating someone and they had a book, I would want to read it and, like, kind of. But I feel like
You kind of found out about me in the book,
yeah,
you know.
I'm like, I feel like that is a key tool right there. And then you talk about dating in there, like that's free game. I'm going to buy it and read it.
You might see me turn up.
But
So,
I have not done that though.
how do your family? How are they a big support of this? Did they encourage you to go ahead and do this?
Absolutely. So one thing I will say, when I was like very religious, because I'm not a follower of organized religion anymore. I am a believer of God 100%, but like I don't go to church. Just in a different season of my life. But however, when I did still go to church, and my pastor, Pastor Leo, shout out to you if you ever see this, he prophesied and he said that I was going to write a book, like, from a teenager, and that resonated. He planted that seed, so I kind of knew, and my family saw like the wordplay and all of that. So I feel like they felt like it was very fitting. They were not surprised. It made sense to them, and they supported and encouraged it 100% because one thing that a lot of people, including them, appreciate about me is my way with words, my ability to listen, my curious mind, my perspective. So a lot of the feedback that I receive is, oh my God, like I heard your voice as I was reading it. Like it's like I was talking to you. Like I wanted to call you for advice, but I'm like, no, let me take it from Trinity. So I picked up the book. I'm like, yes, that's what you're supposed to do. Don't blow me off. Read the book.
Well, I was just, hoping you say I'll send you a book. Sure, like I'll send you a book. But okay.
Look, it is 2 left, and then you got to
get
it from the distributor. So I did a little special where I had some extra inventory and I was doing book signings and I was adding like exclusive, what are they called? Tote bags and little journals that I only had at my book launch. So I had some of that left and I really did it for my hometown. That's because I already had like hit my Dallas people. They had bought, but I said for my hometown, I'm going to do this special and they supported. So
that is great.
It really was. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is why I'm not ashamed of where I come from. Like, haven't talked to people in years and yes, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna read it. So did that special and what I had on hand, I'm down to 2, but the book can be purchased from, I use a distributor because I don't like the whole shipping and the business aspect of it. Not gonna lie. I'm not trying to package and ship books to people. So they handle that. And I have a website for that. Yes, it's on
Okay.
Amazon. Yes, it's on Barnes and Noble. Like all the places you can get a book, it's there. So it's still available. But for me, with the signing and the extra knickknacks and stuff, it's only 2 of them left.
Okay. Well, congratulations, lady. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a wonderful thing. And what is some advice you'd like to give anybody that has a mind to want to do this?
Get out of your own way and don't feel like you have to know how to do something before you get started. That is I feel like when it comes to anything, but with this book, that's another thing that I had to do. I'm like, I don't know how to write a book. I don't personally know anyone who's done that. So just the process in and of itself was like not necessarily scary, but it's like that's going to be a lot of work, a lot of effort I don't have to do that. I could just not do it. Like that's the alternative. No one's making me do this.
Right.
But I was like, you know what? Just day by day, one piece at a time. Don't think about the whole like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to figure out a public, this and that. Then you're gonna freak yourself out. So it's just like, okay, start writing. And it was like over time, I'm like, okay, well now that I have enough pages, well let me just see where can I publish a book? How do you do this? And now that we're in the age of AI, like them questions can be answered so quickly. Tell me where to publish my book.
I mean,
Tell me
yes.
how to do it. Like what? So there's
Everything.
no reason not to.
Everything you need to know, AI will tell you how to do it.
Yep.
And it's not a bad thing because it's like you're doing it. You just got some help to align it right and form it. All that extra stuff you don't have to do.
A time saver. It's like an assistant. I treat it like an assistant. I treat it like a partner. Like, okay, we brainstorming. Okay, you an assistant. I need you to tell me how to do this and that. Like, I have an assistant. I have 2 assistants. Is how I see it. So
Yeah.
there's no reason why. If you want to do that, go do it and just get out your way. That's it.
All right.
Day by day.
Now, where the next Trinity? Tell them again what the name of the book is.
Take it from Trinity, Finding Meaning in the Mess, Magic, and Chaos.
And where can they find the book?
So if they want one of those 2 last copies without a little gifts and freebies, they can get it from Trinity Ibrena, my Shopify. If they wanted just the book, in and of itself is trinityibrena.org. If you like, but I want it tomorrow, I'm going to get less of the proceeds, but you can get it off of Amazon. Yes, it's on there. If you like, but I like going to the bookstore, order it off of Barnes and Nobles. It's not in the physical store, but it is on their website. So you can get it from Barnes and Noble. So literally anywhere you can buy a book. But I would say trinityibrena.org is where I'm going to get the most proceeds if you don't buy one of those 2 Shopify ones. So.
All right. And where can they find you at, Miss Trinity?
So me, I am honestly most active on Instagram and Threads at this point in life. Facebook, I've been trying to because I'm like, Facebook, that's where all my hometown people is at. And when I did the whole, let me, promote this and share this with my hometown, and I saw the love that was shared and I remade those connections. I've been trying to be more active on Facebook. So like I'm on there, but Instagram is just on Instagram. I do have a Substack. So for people who just genuinely enjoy like my writing and my voice, that's where you can get more of my writing for free on my Substack. If you just like the way my mind works, Threads, I'm just throwing one-liners out there all day. Love Threads. If you like, oh, she cute, she pretty. Instagram is probably where you want to follow me at.
What are sub brands? What's that?
Substack? Yeah,
Substack.
So Substack is basically it's like a blog on steroids. So it's a community of writers. So a bunch of writers go in there and it gives you like your own page, your own website. Yep, Substack.
Okay, Substack. All right. Anything else you want to tell the people before we get out of here, Miss Trinity?
Yes, I was gonna say no. Actually, there is. Let me wake up. So I am launching very soon. Actually, I think the end of this week or maybe next week. My assistant, she's making the invitations now, but it's a new experience that I am piloting. It's called Hear Me Out. And 10 women. I'm only allowing 10 women for the pilot. I'm personally inviting those 10 women. I'm sending out invitations. It will be $25 to reserve your seat, but it will be a virtual experience where we really investigate and a collective investigation of different perspectives and like really getting at the question behind the question. So these unlearning these patterns and these thoughts, like, it's going to be a real dope experience. I'm being very intentional about the different minds and perspectives that I'm bringing together. That is happening. There's a wait list for that. So if you're like, "Ooh, I want to do that," that's not interesting. The link is on my Facebook page. The link is in my Instagram bio. Like I said, it'll be an exclusive experience. I'm inviting 10 women, but in the event that one of them can't come, then you could potentially come, and I'll be doing more in the future. I'll also be offering the Hear Me Out solo version. So using my framework is still being like revealed over time. But anywho, if you into self-help, grow, you trying to unlearn certain things, you like, I keep asking myself the same question and I can't figure out why I keep doing this or that. I don't give advice, but I give people the tools to work through certain things. So if you like, you want to do it on your own, you can purchase that. So yeah, stay tuned for the Hear Me Out experience.
We need to talk, girl. We need to talk. I got something I might need to include in that with you. Yeah.
Most
But
definitely.
thank you so much, Miss Trinity, for coming on here tonight. This is my first episode by myself of What's the
I feel
Word
so
with
privileged. Like you
First
chose me.
Lady. Well, thank you so much. Let me let him know that we are getting out of here. And don't forget, you guys, to go and check out that book. Take it from Trinity, Finding Meaning in the Mess, Magic, and Chaos. Open that, show them that book, girl. That is pretty. You know what? I wish we had a little more time. We could read a couple of pages.
Yes, y'all. Come take it from me. Literally. Take these
Yes.
last 2 copies off
Yes.
my hand. Take it from me.
Yes. All right. We'll get out of here. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, steady fucking the real money, like damn, what the fuck is you doing with me? I ain't even gotta show him a dime, I pop out fresh.